Hey everybody, welcome to another Market Pulse for October 18th, 2024. Sorry about the low lighting. I'm in a coffee shop and just want to make sure I could get this recording out to you. So I got to suck it up and go with the low lighting coffee shop. Anyway, hope you're doing great. It's been another green week. The markets are green. I hope you're green, which means I hope you're making money. Green is a good color for that. So let's see what we got. Let me just run through this real quick. And just talking it over with my mastermind gang. We've got 4 green lights. So the S&P 500, look at all this green. This has been a whole screen of green, right? And so this is a very long run. It's one of our unusual runs, but they do happen, and they happen when the Fed happens to be printing more money. I saw a graph though that $500 billion just got printed in the last 3 weeks, which is like a record amount. If you look at the chart, it just goes straight up. It's crazy. So there's a lot of money sloshing around out there. Excuse me. When people have extra money, they put it in the market, drives the markets higher. So you're going to see a lot of these markets this week made all-time highs. Not all of them. I'm going to show you that here. So the NASDAQ is the one that didn't make a new all-time high this week, but it's catching up, right? I always said, I think there's the other 3 markets are going to be leading and the NASDAQ is going to catch up. And I think it's getting close. Still not there, still being held back by some of the big stocks that you know about, Microsoft, Google, and those other ones. I'll show you maybe in just a second. But you can see that's a good pattern on the NASDAQ. And once money starts coming back into the market, into the tech sector, which it's been out of for a little while, feels like it's been out of, then the markets, then now we got all 4 markets cranking in the same direction. Maybe it won't happen, but it seems like right now, everything is very green. If you listen to the news, you think the world is going to go, nuclear and explode, and we got a bad election coming up and everything is bad, but it's always bad. And markets climb a wall of worry. So that's where we are today. Look at the S&P 500, all-time high this week. Look at the Dow Jones, all-time high this week, right? And so you're seeing all of these markets hitting all-time highs. The New York Stock Exchange Composite, all-time high this week. So, you gotta be careful who you listen to. If you're talking about people that are all waiting for the crash, that doesn't seem to come very often. It will. There's always going to be a crash. But if you play for that crash, you are going to miss out on huge opportunity. Look at this chart. All you got to do is look at this chart from a year ago. Look at last November. It was 14,600 something. It's at 19,000, right? That's 33% increase, roughly 30 anyway. So the market's cranking. All right, here's the volatility, the VIX. Look at the volatility. It's just trending down. It's, it's reverting to its mean as it always does. It's just slightly above the 50-day moving average, but the volatility is coming out of the market. So, when you're selling covered calls, you want volatility because it gives you more juice. But when you're buying stocks, you generally like less volatility. It's more certain environment for you. Here's the New York Stock Exchange market indicators. You can see that bottom graph there. 162 new highs versus 19 new lows. That's telling you that money is coming into the market and driving a lot of stocks higher. Hence, we have 3 out of the 4 averages hitting those all-time highs. So everything is kind of in confluence in a green market. And that's, again, because most of it is because the Fed is sloshing around a bunch of new money in the markets. Here's Apple. Apple is getting close. It actually hit an all-time high at 237.23. Couldn't handle it this week, a couple of days ago, and filled the gap from 4 days ago. 5 days ago. And now it's coming up to, looks to me like it wants to make another run to that 237. If we can get a breakout above 237.33, we're talking about a lot of money coming back into the market. Now, you might know that Warren Buffett has sold off a lot of Apple. So he's, everybody looks to him like, does he know? He's been through so many of these downtrends in the market. And he sold off a lot, and he sold a lot of it off here, where you can look at it like it's an all-time high, and he sold off, before the all-time high, probably in the lower 200s. But does he know something, or doesn't he? Just taking money off the table? I don't know. Both of them are smart. So Apple's making a run here at the 237.33 level. NVIDIA got a 97 relative strength rating. It's making a run at its all-time high. It hit its all-time high at 140.76 yesterday, but didn't have enough volume juice to get over that. So you need to have 517 million to show some enthusiasm as the stock is breaking down and breaking out. We don't have that at that swing point. And so there's not a lot of impetus to bring that stock through that breakout point. So I think it's going to be a resistance level. It will probably creep up over it, but you're not going to see the volatile, wild breakouts that we saw last year. All right, Tesla. Tesla reported their, robotaxi event. We Robot, they called it. The street didn't like it because he didn't hype it up enough. And he brought out some robots and some automatic robots in cars, drove people around. 3,000 people, I think, got driven around anyway, or 3 hours anyway. I don't know. There's a lot of people who got driven around, free rides in this little fake city that they set up, all automatic. Like when we're at the airport and we hit that button to go to our terminal, or get on all those people movers. That's what cars are going to be like in 5, 10, 20 years, whatever. But Tesla is now hovering below its 50-day moving average. I don't like that. Bad things happen below the 50, and we got earnings next week. So you got to be really careful going into earnings and have a strategy and have a trading plan. Amazon, 3 lines on Amazon. One is an uptrending line, and it's squeezed by a downtrending line. That makes what's called a pennant formation. And that pennant formation in this case looks bullish to me. So it's probably going to creep along that lower line. And we got earnings in a few days, everybody. So that could be a big impetus, especially if it gets up to that one. It's right now at the 190 something level, which is a slight swing point. But if it gets to that 195 level, we could see a good breakout here. It's not showing it today, but if we get closer to that, we might have cause for going higher here on Amazon. Right now, it's got a 69 relative strength. It's not the strongest, guy at the gym, but it's pretty good. It's creeping up, let's say. It's not below the 50. Let's at least look at the good stuff. MicroStrategy, doing amazing things. It's a Bitcoin play. It's up at its all-time highs. It's a second level Bitcoin strategy. And if you know the MicroStrategy story, which I've talked about here, it's an amazing story. Mara is the opposite. It's not a really great looking stock right now. They mine Bitcoin, and it's below its 200-day moving average. I don't like that, but it's showing some signs of life here. Alphabet. See, this is the reason that the NASDAQ is down. Look at the Alphabet. It's got a relative strength of 41. It's hanging right around the 50. It's hanging around the 200. There's no real reason to make this stock go higher. So money is kind of rotated out of it into other things. Same thing with Microsoft. I could say the same exact thing about Microsoft. Near its 50, near its 200, relative strength of 44. Just not a lot of reasons to be in Microsoft. Still a decent stock. It's just kind of in that phase where it doesn't know what it wants to do. One more is Meta. On the other hand, Meta is seemingly wants to keep hitting all-time highs. So Zuckerberg's doing something right over there. And, I guess he's got some AI plays going on. He's got some revenue coming in with Facebook and Instagram. So things are going well over there. I kind of really thought that the Meta was going to be pulling back at some point, but it continues to kind of melt up slowly, and that's why it's got some good relative strength. If you look at the volume, though, there's not a lot of conviction for this to go up. So what does that mean? That means when the markets turn around, the ones with the lowest volume, they don't have a lot of people there to support it. So those are the ones that sometimes turn around very quickly. Who knows? Like I'm not Nostradamus. I just try to give you the straight scoop of how I'm reading the charts. This one kind of looks like it's it's made some nice runs here in the last 5 or 6 weeks. And you can't ignore that if you like this particular stock. Anyway, that's going to be it from me. I can keep going on and on. I'm excited about this market. It's green, but I want to thank you for being here, and I really enjoy making these for you. And some people have made some requests, and I'm trying to integrate those into some of the things we're doing here on this channel. I'm trying to integrate things that we do on our newsletter. By the way, if you haven't subscribed to the Insider Tips newsletter, I do break out once or twice a week some fresh stuff that doesn't go out to YouTube until a couple days later. So you might want to go to cashflowmachine.io/tips and sign up for the free newsletter, and then you get everything in one shot once a week, plus any breaking news we give to you. But listen, there's more to life than sitting around making money. So I hope you're not glued to your computer screen. I hope you've got a good strategy. I hope you're learning some things from what I do here and wherever else you get your knowledge. And I appreciate your being here. Have a great weekend. See you on the next Market Pulse. Take care. Bye.